Peace, everyone. And 2 and 3 and 4. How are you? How is everyone out there? I'm always lit. What you talking about? What? I have to give y'all some of my divine, elegant energy. And What's the flow, y'all? What's the flow? I keep seeing like these little messages like we're drowning out here. We're in trouble. No, these are great times. These are really good times, everyone. We are in conscious co-creation. So remember, your thoughts become things and your words have energy and power. So you have to be good. You have to be. You don't have a choice at this point. Y'all got to turn up right now. And turn up means step on into your high vibrational frequencies. Come on now. There is no way whatsoever that you can be part of this channel and be all in y'all feelings, especially if it's low vibrational. No, oh no. No, honey. No, darling. You have to turn up. Turn up the high vibratory fields within you. Step on into your high vibrational energies. Know that Saturn was not a sad turn. All Saturn did was come in, check up on you, make sure that you did the things that you're supposed to be doing. And if you didn't, then it brought in the change that you asked for. So you're in a good place. You are in a great place, everyone. So tonight, I wanted to check on my little ones out there. I want to check on my babies because my little ones, your little ones, are my little ones. Those are my little mini-me's. And we're always like checking in on us and making sure that we're good and, you know, our vibrations are good. But let's not forget about our little ones, because our little ones are the ones that are watching us, and they are doing what you do, not what you say. And hopefully what you're saying is in alignment with what you're doing, because they're going to do what it is that you're doing and not what it is that you say. So you have to be in this position of empowerment, and that empowerment comes from the little ones. Why the little ones? Because the little ones are the ancestors' return. So for so many of you who have taught your children to walk and talk all the way up to the age of 2, and then when they got to the age 2, you told them, go somewhere, sit down, be quiet, shut up. No, 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 honey. Just so you know, the way that you have been treating your children, even if you don't have children, the way that you've been treating your inner child is what you're experiencing right now. So if you've been treating your children very, very bad, neglecting them, ignoring them, not wanting to talk to them, too busy for them, that's the same type of karma that you're receiving right back in the here and now in this hour. So for those of you who have any type of children out there that you need help with, I am here in the now to answer your questions. Okay, so let me pull like some little cards for our little ones and check on their energies and see how the little babies are doing. Hold on. Let me check. Let me check. Hold on. I want to pull from a couple of decks for our little ones. See how they're vibing. Funny how every time there's a new moon or a full moon comes in, I don't know where I get this energy from. It's like I'm just vibrating. Like a vibration never sleeps, right? I guess. It just comes out of nowhere. I get all this energy. And I've been meaning to get this one done for a while, and I have not gotten around to it until now. And I guess everything's all about divine timing. So now that we're in that divine timing, it's time now. It is time now. So let's check on the little ones, okay? Let's see what they're thinking, what they're feeling, what they want to say to you, if they want to cuss you out, if they want to hug you. You will actually know what's up with you because your children will be vibrating at the frequency of their environment. So if your environment is chaotic and very distracting and and all out of whack and all out of balance, you can tell by the vibration of that child. Let's see. Let's see what's up with them. I call in fire, air, earth, water, spirit, and ether. Our ancestors, our way showers, and our guides to help me give you the best energetic insight regarding what it is we need to know concerning our little mini-me's in these right now moments in time. And so it is. Okay, y'all. Whoa, cards flying out, eh? Okay, that's pretty deep. I'm going to leave that cross just like that. Okay, I'm gonna leave that just like that. Okay. Wow, y'all. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Hold on just a second. My frequencies are in alliance. On elegance, call me your highness. Your sigil is my sacred science. Can we all get along? I think this is my favorite song. I speak the language of the ilium. Ooh, ah, ah, oh. I speak the language of the ilium. Ooh, ah, ah, oh. Love it. Temperance, where are you running off to? Look at that. See temperance keep flying everywhere. Let's check their vibration. Throat chakra. Ooh, they're gonna tell on y'all tonight. They're gonna tell on y'all tonight. Interesting. Okay. Okay, so the little ones don't feel that you're being fair to them. They don't feel like you're paying them any mind. They are here. Matter of fact, your little ones, they are your soulmates. We have 12 different type of soulmates, and your little ones, they're definitely an extension of that embodiment of a soulmate. So there are lessons that each of us have to learn from our little ones. And I really feel that so many of you aren't getting the fact that there will be no union with anyone until you go through this rebirth to see the clear vision of what it is that you are planting seed-wise in your seed, in your children. The children, some of them feel loved and some of them feel half loved. Some of them only feel loved because they're telling themselves that you love them, but for so many of you, you're not speaking that you love them. You should make it a goal to tell your children every single day that you love them, no matter what. Every chance you get, always tell them that you love them. Your children are so mastered already. They're in this place where they're already like really 10 light years way ahead of you. And so many of you have slept on your children that it's not even funny. So many of your children are being sent off to school where y'all just give them like this little dollar and some change, like $1 and some change is going to do them some good at the vending machine at school. And for so many of them, they have to look at their friends that are doing abundant, but at the same time, they're not really abundant. They're just in the space where their parents have bought them more material things than you have. And for so many of you, you have bought more material things with your child than you have with spending time with your child. Your child does not want a PlayStation game or an Xbox game or some $300 tennis shoes or another doggone gadget. They would prefer to spend that time walking with mom or dad under a tree or the beach, or sitting with you under a tree is what I mean, to have some type of picnic with you. Even if you've tried that and your child won't talk to you, that's your fault. That is not your child's fault. So now all of a sudden you can't beat them in the head like, why aren't you talking to me, Johnny? How dare you? Or get upset with your child, because your child is an extension of you. And if you're not spending time with that child is a pendulum for you to show you even the lack of inner work healing that you have been doing with your own inner child. Your children do not belong to you. They're an extension of you. They're alone, which means that they come from higher ley lines, higher frequencies. They are here to help you with a specific karmic lesson that you have. The children, they already got it. They get it. They're past you. And this is why so many of you want to like beat your child. That is not the way to do it. How would you like it if somebody that's taller than you or bigger than you is standing over you and they're beating you, or they're abusing you, or they're yelling at you, or telling you what to do, or they don't trust you? If you stop for a minute and stop talking to your child so much versus listening to them, there's two sides of communication. There's talking and there's listening. There's two sides of a relationship. There's my side and there's your side. And in order for us to have a relationship, it can't just be one-sided. So I really feel that so many of you are in this place of having one-sided relationship with your children. It's like my way or the highway. We're not in those times anymore. So many children are raising themselves, and because they're raising themselves, they're dealing with disruptive forces. They're dealing with, a lot of children are dealing with their shadow sides as well, to where they have come back into this plane of existence to experience some type of karma that they've also put out in past life cycles as well. So many of you don't understand why so many children are or have been going through specific hurts and pains that they have been going through. Is because of some type of karma that they have done in a past life cycle, and now they're here in the now to pay off that karma. But at the same time, you're also paying off that karma with that child. So many of you have manifested the reality with the children that you have, that you don't even realize that your conflict is not with that child. Your conflict is within you. And so many of you will spend so much time on trying to see if Johnny loves you versus you, instead of you spending all that time on a masculine or feminine energy outside of you trying to see if they love you. What about your child? Your child is growing up right before your very eyes, and you have been waiting on this man or this woman to tell you that they love you. But in the meantime, your child is growing up right before your very eyes, and you're neglecting your child. You will never get these years back with your child. And is that fair to your child, for you to ignore your child, for you to not give that love that you're trying to push upon someone who does not even see their own worth? Someone you're trying to get to love you that don't even love themselves, but your child loves you. I really feel that it's time for all of us to get it. And I don't feel that it's right for anyone to be able to move forward, and neither does the universe. It's not right for you to move forward with anyone until you first heal your relationship with your children and get down to the root of what is the cause of that much needed healing. And those old paradigm shifts, those old keys of how you parented, how we were parented, does not fit these locks in this vibratory field. We're in a whole new earth, a whole new world. And the driving force of this new world are children. There are our little ones. The children are very passionate about life. They have this clear vision. They have this positive energy of being self-centered. They reveal secrets. They reveal secrets within their dreams. They reveal secrets in their conversations that they have with you, of answers that you have been, questions that you've been trying to get answered. They draw you pictures and they bring you pictures and they hand you a picture and say, here, mom, here, dad. And you say, oh, thank you. And you throw the picture to the side, but you never stop and grab that picture and stare at the picture and look at what the message is that that child is saying to you in that picture. Your child is in this place where your child has lost patience with you, lost hope in you, because you don't even have patience with yourself. So many children are angry at how it is that you're treating them. So many children want to walk away from you. They want a whole new life away from you. They just wish that they can really get away from you. They are fixated in suspicious ways of this jealousy that you feel towards them regarding this relationship that they have with their other parent, which is not fair for you to take out on them what it is that you are experiencing with their other side of their family. If you have a problem with their dad, or if you have a problem with their mom, that is not that child's problem. That is your problem. And you shouldn't make it that child's problem, because it is never, ever fair for you to cause a child to want to choose sides. Your children are going through a phase right now to where they're healing. They're in need of healing. And this is why so many of them are angry and they're launching out and they are very resentful, because you don't realize their space. You don't respect their space. You don't know that they're in this place of revitalization. They have this frequency of revitalization, and they're experiencing this whole entire world on a very different vibratory field, on a very different dimensional shift, a different paradigm than we are all even accustomed to or used to. The children come here embodied in right now with codes of past, present, as well as future life timelines. Your children are so far ahead of you, but yet so many of you have been taught that a child should be seen and not heard. And because you have been taught that a child is to be seen and not heard, you're shutting your child down and not allowing them to be themselves. And because you're not allowing them to be themselves, then you're even missing out on your opportunities. You're missing out on your abundance, because the way that you treat your child is the ebb and the flow of your abundance. So if you have been mistreating your child, and you're yelling at them and you're screaming at them, and then you're getting ready for work, you're like, would you do something right? I told you to get it right. And then you're taking off and you're going off into your jobs, and then you're wondering why you drive down the street and you're getting pulled over because you get a ticket. That's instant karma. Or you get to work and all of a sudden you're late and your boss fires you. Instant karma. Or you get to work and someone bumps your shoulder, or get to school and someone knocks you to the side. Instant karma. The way that you treat your child is a direct reflection of how it is that you feel about yourself. And if someone that you're in a relationship with has a child by someone else and you mistreat them, that speaks volume of what type of person that you are. That child has nothing to do with your anger. That child has nothing to do with your pain. That child has nothing to do with your jealousy. And because for those of you who this applies to, for those of you who mistreat a child because you have this misappropriation of directing your energies in a positive manner, you're vibing so low, your frequency is in this space where you are misappropriating funds. It's like you're robbing yourself of the new bank account that's here. And the new bank account that's here is energy. It's your heritage. It's your birthright. And your birthright is based off of how it is that you treat that child, which is a direct reflection of you, whether it is your child or whether it is someone else's child. And this is why I used to hear the phrase, it takes a village, right? But now, even with it taking a village, so many people don't even understand what it means by it takes a village to raise a child, because so many people are stuck in their own ways of being angry or mean towards a child because their inner child is hurting. And because so many people's inner child is hurting, so many people are in a place of selfishness or being uninvolved because they feel victimized, or they feel like they're coming from this place of these egotistical emotions. And so many of you aren't trusting your intuitions when it comes to your children, recognizing that your children are definitely a direct reflection of you. Your children are also a direct reflection of what it's going to take for you to even get the healing that you need in your life, because they're here to help you realize that. All right? So let's pull some clarifiers. Let's see. Why is this Lover's card and this Temperance card? Turn to the side. Come on, Temperance. This Temperance likes to dance, huh? I feel so many of you just lose patience with your children. You don't even realize that they're going through changes too. Do you know that children have to grow up with the mysteries of life, and they take on the weight of home and the stress of the world? And then they have to go to school and they have to deal with your problems. What are your problems? You sitting there telling that child, well, the lights are going to be turned off, or we don't have any food, or we're going to be kicked out, or everything is not okay. And then the child goes to school and they sit there with you in the back of their mind, yelling at them about all your problems that you have, about you being angry with dad, you being angry with mom, you not liking the neighbor down the street, or somebody not allowing you to be in that parking spot. And you use your child as a download, as an outlet. Instead of allowing your child to be a child, instead of allowing them to play. Children have to grow up now and be adults at 5 years old, when you were allowed to play with the Dr. Seuss phones. Every single thing that you do to that child or someone else's child is gonna come back on you. And you best hope that when it comes back on you, that it comes back on you from a place of great energies that you have put out there. Why is this Temperance card here? So many of your babies they're very talented. They have talents, they have gifts. They are very beautiful. They're coming into their own. But yet, so many of them are master manifestors. So that's why they say be careful how you treat a child, because the angels, when they hear a child cry, the entire universe freezes. Why? Because the child's spirit is the most innocent and the most purest vibration, which is one of the most highest vibration in all of the light. So when a child cries, it's just like when a baby cries. All of the ley lines, all of the high vibrational beings immediately become attentive to that child's cry. When a child cries, a child is in instant manifestation, which means that you better hope you didn't make that child cry for no reason, especially if it's some type of pain that you have inflicted upon that child, because you will find yourself in a space of immediately reaping that karma of what it is that you have caused of pain within that child. And you don't want that. Trust me, you don't want that. You need all the good luck that you can possibly harbor or hold within this hour. And you don't want to be reckless because of your own frustration, because of your own needing to grow, because of your own lack of consciousness, because of your own egotistical attitude that you're not embracing this radical change that is upon us. Because the children, they hold secrets. They hold secrets that are causing each and every one of us to step into a beautiful journey, but you'll only be able to step into this journey if you are implementing the right actions towards that child. And this will detect whether or not your plans are going to be upset. There will be a termination of your plans, and you'll have to face up to the reality of what it is that you have done to that child. Why is this Lover's card here? So these children are children that have been here before. They've been here before. They have come back into the here and now. They agreed to assist you in this timeline with your ascension. But so many of you are in this place to where you can't even handle these energies that have come in. So instead of you dealing with it from a holistic point of view, you find yourself in spaces where you have to drink, or you have to smoke, or you have to do drugs, or you have to be promiscuous with sex, not realizing that so many of you are getting drunk. And then when you get drunk, you're inviting all these strange men and women into your home. And then when you get drunk and you pass out, that stranger is sneaking in your room or sneaking in your child's room at night, and they're breaching your children. And then so many of you, you're just so darn passed out that you don't even know that that child is being breached or that child is being hurt, because you haven't even stopped for a minute to look deep within the soul. The windows are the eyes. The eyes are the windows of the soul. You haven't even stopped long enough to look into the eyes of that child, long enough to say, baby, you okay? Do you need anything? Can mommy help you with anything? Can daddy help you with anything? Because you're so busy trying to take off with your life, trying to run, trying to keep up. And then when you get drunk and you get high and then you're done doing all your drugs, then you pass out at night. And then in order for you to wake up, just so you can go through a regular step of the day, you douse yourself in caffeine. At 7 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning, you just woke up. And just waking up, you're still not completely awake because you feel that you need your next fix, which is the caffeine. And then you get all jittery, and being all jittery makes you all tense. And then you're so tense that when your child is like, Mom, Dad, I have a question, you're like, oh, not right now, Johnny. Why? Because of your inner pain that you're refusing to face that has nothing to do with that child. So here it is, your child doesn't even know how to talk to you. Many of you don't even debrief your children and ask them, how was your day at school? Did your teacher treat you right? And so for so many of you, you put your child in front of teachers and then you take the teacher's first word for it versus sitting down actually asking that child, Johnny, what really happened? What really happened? Tell me. And then for so many of you, your children are afraid to speak to you because they're afraid that you're automatically going to take someone else's side. They're automatically going to get in trouble if they open up to you because they're used to that. So they don't know how to come to you. They don't know how to talk to you. They don't know how to express themselves to you. So they hold it deep within. So many of you are in this space where you don't even take care of your children. And then you wonder why they have the friends that they have. You wonder why they're joining gangs. And then you're upset with them if they're a part of a gang. That's because that gang has been their friends that have fed them when you were disappearing. When you were spending your money on drugs and alcohol, instead of putting food in the house, Your children were going to their friends to feed them. When you were spending your money on drugs or alcohol or trying to buy yourself an outfit all of a sudden for a date, you come up with money for an outfit for a date. But yet, your children need shoes, they need socks, they need clothes for school. They need their hair done too. They want to look good too. But yet, you don't have any money to put towards them, but yet all of a sudden you get some mysterious money out of the blue when it comes to you taking on a booty call. And then for so many of you, instead of you investing that money into a child, for you to go on a camping trip with that child, you to go horseback riding with that child, you to bond with that child, you to go have a picnic with that child, instead of you doing that, you put yourself in a position of giving them some type of gadget outside of you, outside of them. That's going to be even much more of a distraction. So we're in a time right now to where there was a time where children played outside and they came home when the street lights came on, everybody came inside and everybody sat at the dinner table. Does anyone in your house sit at the dinner table? Does anyone in your house at all even eat dinner together? Do you even make dinner for your children? Do you even watch their diet, or is their diet candy, chips, cookies, donuts, a cup of noodles? When's the last time you actually sat down with your child and actually made dinner with them and see what type of fruits and vegetables that they like? You haven't. And this is why we are in a society right now where so many are wondering what is happening to the DNA structure of the children that's even being changed, because the molecular structure within the child has been changed, because so many boys have become feminized and so many girls have become masculine because of all the extra ingredients that have been put in these non-food products. Do you know anything about health? Deep. Six of Stones. Why is that reversed? Your children, they feel like they're just left out in the cold. They feel like if they want to come talk to you, they don't even feel like they can talk to you. They feel like you have time for everything else but them. You're not even counseling them. And then when you do counsel them, it comes from a place of discipline, a place of talking at them instead of to them. Your children, they want to build with you. They want you to know their favorite color. They want you to be into what it is that they're into. They don't want to just hear about your day or hear about you arguing with the neighbor about them putting the trash out, or them arguing with someone about a parking spot. You're embarrassing that child when you go out in public and you're arguing with someone over a parking spot, or you're arguing with someone at the mall. That's embarrassing. You have to learn to tame your energies, because when you don't tame your energies and you're all yelling and you're screaming and you're being all just feisty, and then when your child goes to school or they go out to communicate amongst their peers, they're reacting and become reactive because you have taught them how to vibrate at that specific energy. You have not taught your child how to vibrate and how to resonate from a space of peace. Have any of you ever taught your children how to bridle their energy by learning to meditate? There are children meditation videos on YouTube. You YouTube everything else. You YouTube a quick video about a broken heart, or what's he doing next, or what's she doing next, or when is she going to love me, or when are they going to come in? How about you taking that energy and loving yourself and being in a space of understanding that child, your child, is an extension of you. Your children, they want to walk away. If they can go stay with another parent, they would. If If they can go stay with someone else, they would. They can't speak their truth. You don't allow them to speak their truth. You don't allow them to be who it is that they have come here to be. You don't allow it. You don't see them for who they really are. They have so much worth. They're here to live out their dreams, their talents, their abilities. The children that are here right now are indigo, crystals, and starseeds, but yet so many of you feel the need to go put them on some type of Ritalin medication or medication from the doctor to keep them calm. Do you know why a child is given such medications? Because all the scientists, they know about your child. They know that your child is very gifted. So because you run your child to outside sources, your child has become a lab rat for scientists instead of your child being your own experiment for your own bloodline. So here it is, you're missing out on being able to build a future empire for your family because you are sending your child outside of the home for someone else to tame your family's future because you have no knowledge of self. Your child has spent so many nights up, crying, sad, sleep, worried. And then when you hear your child cry, you're just like, Johnny, go sit down somewhere. I don't want to hear that. Just go. I don't want to hear that crying right now. And then when Johnny cries, he's not just crying because you yelled at him because he was trying to talk to you. And then so many of you are wondering, why are the boys angry? Wouldn't you be angry if you had all these feminine energies around you, not allowing you to speak up and be who you are? And then when they try to come to dad, to talk to dad, to speak up as the little men that they are, then dad doesn't have any patience with them. So what does dad do? Dad beats them. It's like you're beating a horse or trying to tame a horse. These children are not animals. So stop treating them like animals. You're the animal for even assuming that it was righteous for you to treat a child in such manner. You're the problem, not them. It is you, not them. You have no love of self. And because you have no love of self, you can't even see remotely the love of your child has caused all of your relationships to go wrong because your children are an extension of you. And because you need healing from scars that you have had as a little child, you have yet to heal yourself. And because you have yet to heal yourself, you won't allow the secrets that your child is here to reveal about your own bloodline to come to light. So you continue to beat that child or suppress them in some way, shape, or form, or to block what it is that they're trying to bring out with their own talents because you don't love yourself. Your children are in this space where they need healing. They need healing, just like you need healing. And they're overwhelmed. They're overwhelmed by the complexities of life. They're in this place of this revitalization. They want to speak up. You won't allow them to speak up. They have little voices. They need to be able to speak, whether it's negative or whether it's positive, whether it's good or whether it's bad. It's still beneficial to everyone that's involved because you have to build a relationship with that child, whether it is your child or whether it is a stepchild or whether you're just staying with someone who is mistreating your child because that person hates themselves. And it's not always, the adult is not always right. Stop treating children wrong. Just because you feel like they're a child and because they're little people, does that make it right? That does not make it right. You're so out of pocket with that. And children are in this place to where they're just being thrown under the bus. They're being swept under the rug. They're being ignored. They're being handed gadgets. to where there's no relationship that's being built with the parent or the child, because it's so easy for you to hand them AI, artificial intelligence, technologies. It's so easy for you to hand them a computer gadget that is radiating them, that is desensitizing everyone, and everyone's being desensitized right now. When it comes to even a child saying, I love you, when's the last time you told your child that you love them? Or when's the last time that you hugged your child and spent time with your child? If your child tries to come to you to hug you, it's so abnormal now. Why? Because you have taught them to be desensitized by handing them gadgets outside of themselves. You have taught them that mental real estate is okay. You have taught them how not to have that relationship with you by you being the example of you not having that relationship with yourself, by you not understanding that that child is a reflection of you. The more you continue to treat your child the way that you're treating your child, the harder it's going to be for you to learn the lessons that you need to ascend. We're coming up on times where the energies are heavy. They're not bad energies. They're not bad for the children. They're only bad for you. The children are protected. Many of the children are protected. Let's just put it like this. There are children that are being hurt, harmed, and injured out there, right? And the reason that they're being hurt, harmed, and injured is because parents have this calling on their life. And they have been warned time and time and time again to step into their calling, step into their reason for being. And because the parents have refused to step into the upside of their higher self, they are tapped in to these lower vibrational frequencies that are causing even their children to suffer and go through pain based off of what the parents are not doing towards their higher self, which means that even specific parents that have been told to step into their calling, do what it is that you have come here to do, because people need your light, they need your love, they need your hope, they need your help, they need you to get back to the basics of nature. So many parents have refused to take that path. It is very true. It is very, very easy for a man to ignore, and a woman, because we're all androgynous beings, but it's so easy for you to not cultivate the love of self. So because you don't embody the understanding of a love of self, you don't even know your child. So many people come to me for a reading about love. You know, it's very deep. And I bet you it's not just me. I bet you it's so many other readers out there. When's the last time you even read your child? Do you know your child? Have you got a reading for your child? We do life path reading here. What is your child's life path? What is their reason for being? Why are they here on planet Earth? What are their karmic debts? How can you help them with their karmic debts? I've shared this with so many of you so many times over and over and over again. To understand, understand your child is to understand, overstand yourself. Know thyself. Your children are an extension of you. So if you're not understanding this platform, then you're being reckless with your behavior. And then you wonder why your lessons seem to be so challenging. This is what I want to ask. If your children can say anything to you at all right now, what is it that they want you to know? What does your child want you to know? not a surprise. All right. They're waiting for you to hold them too. They're waiting for you to build with them too. They're waiting for you to stop embarrassing them. They're waiting for you to stop all the fighting and bickering and the arguing and the yelling at them. They want you to move past that. They want you to show them love. They want you to spend time with them. They want you to build with them. They want you to grow with them. They don't want you to beat your traditions and your religions over their head. Children are very resilient. They are in this portal, this time of existence, because these children are indigo, crystal, and starseed, which means that the old paradigm of the old religious structures, these children are here to change the world. They're not here to step into your conformities. They're not here to be a part of those old keys. We're in the matrix. The children are the key keepers in the matrix. It's like you're the Mr. Smiths and the children are the key keepers. But yet you don't even realize that your children are the key to what it is that you're even trying to manifest for yourself. When's the last time that you asked your child, what is your dream about, honey? If you ask children their dreams come with messages, keys, insights of the things that you have been trying to manifest even within your own life. Your children want to move forward past all this empty victory. They don't want to be rewarded with interferences. They want their mommy. They want their daddy. They want to build a relationship with you by you being the example that you keep telling them to be all the time. All the time you tell them, this is what you're supposed to do, this is what you're supposed to do. But yet they're looking at you like, well, you're not doing it. And then you get upset with the child because you're like, you should do as I say, not as I do. That's not right. You're just as much responsible for your behavior as your child is responsible for their behavior. Think on these things. They want you to quit yelling at them. They want to be able to live out their truth. They want you to have more patience with them. They want you to recognize their value, their self-worth, their talents, their dreams, their abilities. They want you to recognize their dreams. They want to live out their dreams. They want rewards. And those rewards are not material. Those rewards are energies of human to human contact of energies. We are in a time of optimism of the soul, where the children are being misled and they're very vulnerable when they're not in your presence. I can drop my children off right now in France, a whole nother continent away. And my children know exactly who to talk to, who not to talk to. If there is an emergency disaster right now, they know plan A and B and C. If they're stuck somewhere in the middle of a forest, they have nothing to eat, they know how to make a fire, they know what to eat. When's the last time that anyone has ever even taken some type of Girl Scout or Boy Scout camping trip with a child to teach them the basics of getting away from all these electronics? Your children are so brilliant, but yet they're vulnerable. Please take time out and recognize that you're hurting your children by not being a part of their world, which is your world. And then so many of you are wondering why, what happened to grandma and grandpa? Why are they just sitting in the nursing homes? When's the last time you took your child to visit grandma and grandpa in the nursing home? Why are they even in a nursing home? There was a time where families never even stuck families in a nursing home. We took care of our elders. We took care of our seniors. There was a time when families sat down at the table and everyone ate together. There was a time when families all meditated together, or prayer. Prayer is a form of meditation. When's the last time you did not yell at your child? When's the last time you did not get irritated from your child because you weren't balanced within yourself? When's the last time you didn't blame your child for your own inner pain and your own inner anger? When is the last time you even took a look at your own inner child? When was the last time? Enough is enough. I want to say I'm disgusted by these energies. If I'm disgusted with anything, that's one thing I cannot stand, and that's anyone mistreating children. When you mistreat your child, you're mistreating yourself. When you don't listen to your child, you're not listening to yourself. When you hurt your child, you're hurting yourself. When you don't love your child, you're not loving yourself. When you're playing favorites with specific children, that's because you have a chemical imbalance within yourself. If that's not your child, why are you mistreating someone else's child that way? Even if you are in that home and that's not your son and that's not your daughter, would you treat that child that way if their mother or their father was around? Or if the other parent was around? Then don't treat that child that way when they're not around, because you're always being watched. Whether you know it or not, you're always being watched by invisible forces. That invisible force has a name. What's that name? Karma. And it has everybody's address, especially when you mistreat a child. Think on these things, everyone. Your children really are innocent. They deserve a chance too. The future does not belong to you. Every single thing that we're doing right now, every single thing that you're working hard for, should not be for you to work hard to go get a better outfit so you can go out with Johnny's dad or Johnny's mom. Or it should not be for you to invest money in someone who doesn't even show love back to you. Your entire life right now should be based off of you building an empire, putting something away for your children. And this is why even all of us can learn examples from the Jews that have bar mitzvahs, that celebrate the child at 15 years old. What is that true celebration about? It's because the child has stepped into their birthright. There's so much that we can learn regarding so many different religions or so many different traditions, because there is truth and there is falsehood in all things. But the one thing that's most important for you to know is the truth and the falsehood that is lying deep within you, that is screaming to you that you need to come to your own space of your own inner balance. Because to hurt a child is to hurt yourself. Think on these things, everyone, and walk in this knowing. Nubian Divine.